We've seen how you can use XanoScript to write and represent anything you can build in Xano, and how to use the XanoScript VS Code extension. Now let's talk about how you can integrate Git into your workflows within Xano. If you're not familiar, Git is essentially a tool that allows you to sync a code base with a compatible service. The most popular are probably GitHub and GitLab. Your whole app is contained in what's called a Git repository, and you can think of it like a two-way time machine for your code. You can push new changes, roll them back at any time, pull old ones, and even fork or clone and modify another repository that you might have access to. Xano's Git Sync feature allows you to send your code one way, so from Xano to your Git repository anytime you publish a change. So it's essentially like an automatic backup every single time you iterate on your application. Let's walk through how to use this feature. So in Xano, I'm on my dashboard. I'm going to click this little settings icon here, and I'm going to choose Git Sync. This is the panel where we provide the URL for our Git repository. I'm going to go over to GitHub, and I created a brand new repository so you can see exactly how this works. And we want to make sure we have the SSH link selected here. I'm going to copy this, go back to Xano, paste it. And now we need to generate an SSH key. So I'm going to click generate. And then back in GitHub, I'm going to go to my repository settings. I'm going to choose deploy keys. I'm going to add a key. I'm just going to call this Xano, and I'm going to paste exactly what I got from Xano right there. And I'm going to check this box that says allow write access. And now our key is saved in GitHub. So we can go back to Xano and we can click save. And now in just a minute, we should see all of our work in Xano synced over to our Git repository. So let's go back over here and we'll go to the code view. And we can already see that is populating right here. So we have a file to represent our workspace. We have all of our APIs sorted into their API groups. And this is all, of course, written in XanoScript. We have our custom functions here. We have our tables. Now, it is important to note, just in case you're not super familiar with how a workflow like this would work, your table data does not come over. It's just the schema, so the structure of the table. Let's go back into Xano. I'm going to go into one of my APIs, and I'm going to just make any sort of change. I'm just going to add a sleep function to this API. And let's make sure we remember which one we're at. So we're in event logs, and then we're in logs user my events. I'm going to go ahead and publish these changes. And so now let's go back over to GitHub, and I'm going to go back to kind of the main dashboard here. I'm going to click this activity option, and we can see here when the syncs are coming from Xano over to GitHub. And so we can see this one was sent 6 seconds ago. I'm going to compare, and we can see that change right there. So it's pretty much instantaneous. Every time you publish a change in Xano, it'll be over in your GitHub repository. Now, the really cool thing about this, and honestly, what I would encourage you to do is if you're able to, share what you're building in Xano on GitHub or on GitLab. We really want Xano 2.0 to enable you to share your work more broadly and to benefit from the work that other people have shared. You can essentially open source your Xano projects in just a couple of minutes, and that's hugely beneficial for the community as a whole. So we definitely encourage you to do that. If you have any questions, definitely let us know and keep watching for more on how to build with Xano.